Hello and welcome to Andertons TV. My name is Jack and I'm joined today by the lovely...
Phillip.
Yeah!
From? Oh, I remember where it is.
Yeah, from Modal.
Long time no see.
Yeah, I know. We did a video a few years back. But
Lick My Synth episode 1.
Lick My Synth, if you want to see that. We're flying today also in the room, just so you know. We've got the Maltese Falcon.
Whoop.
And would you like to introduce yourself off camera? We're going to see him in a minute.
It's Jackson from Modal.
Jackson from Modal. And that alludes to what's going to come. We're going to have
He's the clever one.
He's the clever one that's going to play it. But I have deliberately not asked you any questions about this. So you can tell me, what have we got in front of us, Phillip?
So you know last time I came, we had the 002, and my 008, and you took the virginal sticker off it.
So excited.
Took my cherry.
Yeah.
But we brought the big synths. The 002 and 008 have been amazingly successul for us. We're still shipping to lots of people. A lot of film and TV people are using them. I think I mentioned to you, J.J. Abrams had just used it on Star Wars.
Yeah.
But yeah, people like Calvin Harris, he was interviewed by the BBC and doing a pan around his studio. 002 just sat there. So we're very proud we have some great users of the high-end gear, but that's like $3,500–4 grand. We tried something really unusual. A couple of years ago we launched the Craft Synth, the little baby kit one. I think you saw one.
Yes.
And that was amazing. You know, it opened up synthesis to people who'd never had synths before, because it was at £79, $99. You know, it was a totally new price point. And we started from scratch and rewrote everything we did and developed a completely brand new synthesis technology. And that's made its way into Skulpt. Skulpt is, first of all, highly portable, as you can see. Oops. Sorry.
That's all right.
I didn't catch that.
The Falcon will smooth over anything. He'll fly in.
Something is floating.
There you go.
All right. Skulpt, highly portable and battery powered.
Oh, I love that. Anything with...
6 foot the double A's. It's a 4-voice polyphonic synth. So this kind of size and price, you'd expect, this is $269.99. You would normally expect this to be a monophonic synth, but it's not. And in fact, here I've got a pad. And so for a synth this size, it's doing some really quite big paddy sounds. Now, I can do all the control from the front panel, but I'm going to use the app just because it makes it easier, and the app's connected to my iPad here.
Love the look of this.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get this out to you guys to have a look and drop it into the vid. But in terms of what I'm just going to do, I've got the ability to just go and select a different pad. Got big, rich sounds.
Yeah.
That you wouldn't expect out of a synth this size. Now, I can play that from here. So you're on a train, you're on a plane.
And that velocity?
Not on this keyboard. This responds to velocity and also to aftertouch. But obviously on a flat,
nice one, Phillip.
yeah, but on a flat keyboard, on this the keyboard originally, honest truth, when we designed the synth, these keys are actually functions for the modulation routings, for the sequencer, and for the arpeggiator.
Yeah.
And then they're originally going to be this big. We thought, well, hang on, make them a bit bigger, and we can turn them into keys. Now, we're not going to say this is going to replace your keyboard rig, but there's a built-in real-time sequencer on this, 768 steps, and you literally can sit and create some really powerful ideas, and it's a looping sequencer, so you can layer on top of it. And so as a creative tool, it's really going beyond where portable synthesizers have been. And we can't mention the Doctor who has the blue box kind of thing, but it's bigger on the inside.
Yeah,
it really is. It's got a lot of big synth features in a small package that's £269.
And so, big features, I can remember, so it's 4 voices.
Yes.
We'll just get through the specs before we get to a lovely demo
Absolutely.
of the sound. So what are the other big numbers in there? Because I'm pretty sure I remember reading some numbers and they were horrifically large, I thought.
There are some very big numbers. I'm just going to try and find a pad which is hopefully...
I don't know if I can do that math, it's so big.
What are you talking about, boy?
What are you talking about,
in terms of numbers, something strange. It has 32 oscillators. Now, if you are a synth geek, I hate all the synth geeks, you would expect a synth to normally have 2 oscillators per voice. And for the guitar guys out there, hi, when you have a 6-string guitar, each note, each string is a note, is an oscillator.
Yeah.
So a 12-string sounds richer than a 6. This, instead of being 2 oscillators per voice, is 8. So 8 times 4 is 32. Now, why it's important is because I've got a very noisy little up, and I'm just going to go and set up a very brief up. And I'm going to go and latch that up. And all of those oscillators are currently lined up richer and bigger and fatter. Much as on a 12-string guitar, it sounds richer and fatter because the slight detune of the strings. So those oscillators, more oscillators means more harmonics means more stuff you can mess with in the filter. And Skulpt has a really special filter. Synth bass. So more oscillators.
What is that filter?
It's custom design. It's a two-pole filter, custom designed by Modal. But the point is, it's of an architecture which is very classic, and it suits both monophonic sounds and big, lush, rich paired sounds.
Great. And what else have we got in here? So we've got.
So we're just 4 voices, 8 oscillators per voice, 32 oscillators, big fat filter. We have also got a real-time sequencer, 760 steps. We've also got effects. Jack will show some of the effects. There's a brilliant distortion. There's a fantastic delay. One of the things that makes the difference between a good synth and an okay synth is modulation. The ability to route different parts of the signal to different places. And again, big synths have more modulation. If you remember on the 008 when we came last time, we were discussing the fact you can just grab a knob and turn anything. Skulpt has the same thing. So you have extensive modulation. You've got 8 sources, 37 destinations, and we can go into some more detail on that in a second. So it's a really big synth in this diddy-wee little package.
And this is available now?
Yeah, we actually announced it back in August, started showing the original videos. We actually started shipping it in November, and it sold out instantly. You couldn't actually buy them. We had emails from people saying, where do I go for Christmas? And we just couldn't get them, which floored us, because we didn't think it would sell as quick. We were really proud. And we now have them in stock, and they're here in Andertons. They arrived a few days ago.
Well, I think that's a lovely intro to it. We're going to leave it there, and lovely Jackson's going to come in and hit it with some audio.
But be nice to, he's only little.
Oh, it'll be nice. We'll stay out of the way. Thank you, brother. Cool, let's do this.
Cheers.
Hi, back again. I'm here with the lovely Jackson.
How you doing?
And he's come to show a bit more of the sonic capabilities of the Skulpt. Where would you like? We had a nice chat with Phillip, but I want to hear this thing. And you're a musician yourself. Firstly, have you enjoyed your time with the Skulpt?
It's been really interesting. I got hold of one when it was a PCB still. I didn't have any of the layout. I didn't know what any of the controls were, so just sitting there tweaking and trying to see what the thing was. And I was like, oh, okay. I'm kind of getting an understanding of this. It's been an interesting process, getting to the point of designing patches for it and now seeing it in the flesh. And
so you designed some of these patches. Can I hear some?
Yeah, let's jump in.
Let's do it.
I'm going to jump in with an art. We'll do some tweaking for a bit and just see where it goes from there.
Let's go.
So you already see quite a lot of capability without just hitting the filter or anything like this. There's a lot of stuff you can do.
Right, get so much depth there. I had to turn it up because I was digging the sound of it. There seems to be effects on there. I know Phillip said about the amount of oscillators. I love that I can see what the patch is called here, Lucid Arp. Did you make this one? Mm-hmm. Right, cool. So what is going on?
So it's quite a lot of stuff on here. If you look at the editor, you can take a look. You've got everything kind of showing up already. If I go back and just load the patch fresh, because I've been tweaking away on
What a great idea. This is with the app.
Right. I mean, it's not necessary. You don't have to have it. It's optional. You can do everything from the synth
visually,
itself,
even if you were learning, I reckon this would be great. Because I can see visually what's going on.
You're scanning through these, you get a read back from the oscillators.
Right.
You see the waves.
We talked about the oscillators, how many there were. Mm-hmm. What's going on there? Is this wavetable synthesis or?
Yeah, I mean it's a traditional virtual analog synth. It's subtractive, but what you would usually expect there is static waves. You'd usually expect to have a button to press to go between your sine and then to your triangle. With this, we've got a continuous wavetable basically, so it will scan all the way through. all your traditional shapes, your sine.
And hopefully
triangle.
you're seeing this. It's beautifully represented on the app.
Yeah, and you'll come through into squares, pulse width, and on the second oscillator you do the same. But here we've got noise at the end, so we don't go through pulse width. We just go into noise, which filters all the way down to minus infinite dB, however you want to call it.
And the ARP that was kicking on there was that was the arpeggiator in Skulpt, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so not the sequencer, although you can record the arpeggiator into the sequencer. It's just the standard ARP. It's a fully featured ARP. You've got all of your clock divisions. You can go forwards, backwards. You can go in pendulum. You can do no order. So it's...
Wicked, let's hear another patch. Let's just keep firing the patches because I just want to hear this thing.
Yeah, it's fine.
Oh, yeah.
So we get like these ethereal kind of organs. This is kind of using FM a little bit to just beef up the sound before it hits the filter. You end up with this kind of church organ-y.
James Blakey.
Right, and you can hear the delay tailing off in the end.
That filter, I know it's your own design. It's virtual analog. Is that a digital filter? Or?
It's a digital filter, yeah, 2-pole resonant, but it's morphing as well, so it'll morph through from a low pass into a band pass up to a high pass. So it's as the same way that the oscillators are. It's continuous. You're not choosing between one or the other. So
I love it. Keep firing me out, man.
We'll give you a little demonstration of that if you want.
Yes, please. Yeah.
So let's go a bit higher up here because that's a bit gross, isn't it? So with the filter, what you usually get. We'll go up to band pass and then high pass here so we can get rid of all the lows. And then in the middle, band pass.
Nifty!
Nice.
I love how it's represented on the screen. Now, with those lights, does that come in? It's a sequencer. We haven't talked about the sequencer yet. Mm-hmm. I heard big number with the amount of steps that was in there. Can you do parameter locking or triggering per step things with it?
So it's
How
not
does the
actually
sequencer work, basically?
It's not actually a traditional step sequencer. It's a real-time kind of performance sketch pad. It's not there for step editing and kind of going in and fine tweaking like an arpeggiator line or something similar to that. It's more.
Because a bit like this, I often find with the beat, I've bought this recently. Yeah, I find that I can jam with this.
That's the whole point.
And it constantly evolves.
Right, so it's giving you something you can take home, and then if you have it on your desktop, you can plug it back into the DAW. And you can properly jam with it and sing.
Can we hear a bit of the sequencer going?
Let's go for it. Let's just find a nice patch for it.
And patch-wise, just doing, sorry to address the boring bits, we've got all these banks. Mm-hmm. So there's, how many, have we got a number on that?
So I think it's 128.
128.
Yeah, so basically what you're seeing here is on the left-hand side, the local, this is all of the factory patches and that's in the app. So if you wipe all of your patches by accident or if you've messed around with stuff and it sounds horrible, you can just drag and drop them back from there to the
And how are we plugged in to the app at the moment?
It's like a camera.
Cool, great.
Just a regular thing. So we're looking at our iPad. But it'll work on everything. It'll work on iOS, on Android, on Mac and PCs.
Yeah, let's hear the sequencer popping off. I love the idea of this being just adding on to any keyboard I've got to give me a really vast sounding complex synth.
Right. Yeah.
I feel it, man. Hit me up with this
sound choices. They are vast. So let's just go and record in. Basically, what it's preset at the moment to 2 steps. You can change this within the app or within here. Right. So I'm just going to put in two steps worth of ARPs, and then we'll just add in some bass notes.
Nice.
It's already got something going, but if you want to continue adding stuff, you can.
Yeah.
But just to give you an idea before we go there, as we're recording, if I move anything, it's gonna catch that and replay it for me.
That's what I'm talking about.
And this will all feed back through to your DAW. The CCs are going to go in as well as the MIDI, so you have access to all this simultaneously.
Yeah. Right, love it.
idea of how you can use this, and that was just sorry, give me a sec.
Right.
That was just with the arpeggiator, but you can have things that are locked out of the arpeggiator, so they're not syncopated at all. This is why it has so many steps in it, because you can do performance over the top.
Really
of this.
jam over it, and
Right.
it's not going to make you sound wooden.
Exactly, just for my
That amount of steps that you quote is a lot of steps.
It's huge.
And with the modulation, how again, we got all those slots. You talked about how much modulation. How do we assign maybe an LFO to the filter?
Sure. So, like I said, you can see everything on the faceplate here.
Yep.
You've got LFOs, envelope generators, and you can assign stuff like your mod wheel. You can see under the shift here, so orange representing whatever the shift functions are. So if you wanted to assign something, you literally just press it and turn the dial that you want it to go to. So for this, we have a readout from the LEDs. This is going to the right from the middle. This is because it's bipolar. You can do negative amounts. So this works for a lot of it. The same with the envelopes. You can have a negative amount envelope.
Totally, but that's, again, a feature that you wouldn't expect.
For something this size and this price, yeah, this is something
It's
you get
always
on
been something
a
you
lot of
spent.
soft synths and some really big, full-featured, expensive synths. It's not something.
And
you
is
see.
that represented on the app as well? I just want to bring...
Yeah, absolutely. So, for example, with I'm just trying to think of the best way to show you. You can see with the depths here, it starts from the middle. If I go back into the assign there, you can see this down at the bottom.
Yeah.
The negative assign is going off to the left. So, yeah, full
And
bipolar.
really boring, is it iOS, Android?
Everything, yeah. Supported on everything.
Killing it.
We're just working on AU and VST3, which will be coming out shortly.
Right. What? So there's a plug-in host.
Yeah. As well as the app.
Oh, okay.
You look a bit confused.
Yeah, and how? I mean, that's normally exciting. I've just, again, on the Dig Attack, I've just started using their overbridge, and I'm like, wow, this has changed everything for me.
For sure.
How do you feel the plug-in? How do you work there? I know it's
just given that this product, the end user is not one specific person. There's going to be a lot of different people using this. There's going to be people who are going to have this as their first synth. There's going to be people who don't use DAWs and maybe just use an iPad or something. So we're just trying to give every single option. For
Would that mean if I brought up a session and I have that plug-in?
There's going to be no audio over that. You're
No audio, but would it ping up the right preset?
Exactly, yeah. So it works the same way.
That's enough
You're
for
going to
me,
have
man,
the
'cause
readout of everything that's going on, and if you have this on your desktop, or if you've got a bunch of stuff on your desktop and it's a bit messy and it's a bit far away, you just tweak it from the app, tweak it from your screen.
Well, what I'd love to do is now, I'd love to just let you jam out for a bit, and we're going to hear a bit more of the Skulpt, and then we're going to come back at the end, and might even have Phillip in there, or I might just say what I think of it, because at the moment I think I know which way I'm going with it. But thanks, Jackson.
Yeah.
Let's jam out, bruh.
Thanks very much.
Hi there, hope you enjoyed the sounds of the Skulpt. Oh, I just revealed something secret in my left hand, but I'll tuck it back down in my loins. I just wanted to give a reaction to it. I've read a lot about it. I saw it popping up most days on Sonic State, which is the only place I go for my late time internet viewing. But to get hold, and also some of those patches at the end, I signalled to the Maltese Falcon, we've poly-chained these two together. You can do 4. And I can't do the math on that, but what it felt like to me on this mini keyboard was I wanted to play, especially some of the pads or the more keyboard sounding tones. I wanted that polyphony, and I got it. And I would suggest that at that price point, it's pretty outrageous. These are come to the store and play them. We've got the whole modal range, and I'll just reveal from my loins what I've got here. You ready? Oh yeah, feast your eyes, Maltese Falk. Craft Synth 2. Douche! We're going to be doing a video on this soon. It's coming. That's all I'm going to say about it. If you like what we're doing here on the channel, and you don't like it, let us know in the comments. And if you do like it, consider subscribing. But other than that, I'm going to leave you. I like to leave my videos on a demo or an arpeggiator. So I'm looking at some lovely guys in the room. Jackson, can you come help a brother out?
Let's do it. Let's do it. Woo! Done.
One touch. That's my man, Jackson. Thanks for watching today, and I'm going to crank this, and we're going to go have a modal party. Come, Jackson, twiddle. And then we're going to leave like G's. Let the synth do the talking.